Hello everyone, welcome to stream and to another day of playing Foolish Mortals. Oh, sorry. Had to unmute the game. Yeah, we continue the game today. And we'll see how far with part 3 we get. Wait, no, not the last autosave, I'm sorry. We did have a save file. Yeah, that one. Okay. So, last thing we did was talk a little in the captain's club to some other captains. And what we need, we're looking for is a crystal ball, a spirit board, and a used teacup. We need these 3 items to hold a seance for all 3 Bellemore brothers. The teacup, I already know where to get them from. I just need sugar. Or another way to convince... What was her name? Mallory? Gave me that teacup. But yeah, we'll continue to look around and...
What a piece of junk! So much as a nudge and the whole thing locks up. Work, damn you!
That almost hit me.
Almost isn't good enough. A few inches over and we could have had a lovely headline about a gory workplace accident.
There was no way I was going to get past the newspaper editor to get it. Besides, I didn't know how to operate it.
Maybe if I put that...
Worth a try though.
Are you serious?
What seems to be the problem?
The till coil snapped off and almost had my eye out.
Your eye?
Can you believe it? I try to get a story that's fit to print and instead the printing press has a fit. Why can't I get one of those electric machines like they've got at the New Orleans Post?
Okay, I happen to have a spring already. If I give that to you?
Maybe this will help?
What do you think you're doing?
I fixed it for you.
I'm going to need to recalibrate the whole thing now.
No need to say thank you.
You're lucky. There's something fishy about you, Murphy McCallan. I can smell a story on a person like rotten eggs in an egg salad. And currently it's the 4th of July summer picnic and someone forgot to put the bowl in the refrigerator last night.
Okay, so what do we print?
Picked up the freshly printed sheet of paper.
Oh!
It
That's
was
a
a
spirit
typesetter's
board.
calibration sheet.
Perfect. I mean, it's not a traditional spirit board, but it will function as one. Perfect.
Well, aren't you a sight for sore eyes? I didn't think I'd be seeing you again, Mac. I thought you'd be swimming back to the mainland. Or, well, swimming with the fishes. How's the auditing going?
Well, I quit my job.
You quit? I thought that was the whole reason you were here in the first place.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Why you doing this, Mac? Don't you have a family you need to get back to? Away from the ghost stories?
I don't have any family. I never have. I was found.
Found?
As a baby, I was left on the doorstep of an orphanage with just a blanket and a piece of paper with my name on it. Growing up, I always felt alone, like I was missing someone who loved me. The last orphanage I was in was above a bookstore called Eerie Echoes, and I used to pick up the dime novels that got thrown out at the end of each month. My favorites were always the scary ones.
Why did you like the scary stories so much?
I felt like if I could read the scariest story I could find, it would make my life at the time seem a little less scary by comparison.
That's heartbreaking, Mac.
But that's why I'm still here. I always wanted to be in one of those stories, and now I am. I don't have much of a past, but this is a chance to make myself a future.
Well, I hope you find what you're searching for. But don't say I didn't warn you.
I think I might know what happened at Bellemore Manor on the night of the disappearance.
I've told you, Mac. I don't want to hear no more about it.
But I think I know who the Phantom is.
Murphy, don't even say the name. I've seen that aberration once, and that was enough. I saw those faces laughing at me every night for months. I won't go through that again.
Ned's fear was real. I can only imagine what 3 decades of those faces would do to a person. Do you remember the Bellemore Trading Company ever unloading a coffin at these docks?
You know, now that you mention it, it does ring a bell. Yeah, back when I first started out, Bellemore's flagship, the SS Mysterium, came back into port a few days late, and Mr. Rackham rustled up a bunch of us roustabouts to help unload it, way earlier than we usually be out. Yeah, I remember that morning. It's almost as much as the bonus pay we got for the early hours.
Did you find out what was in it?
I don't think we paid it much mind. It was rare, but people did die at sea back in those days. Although saying that, they'd usually be buried at sea too. I don't remember any fanfare about it, but there must have been someone important in there.
Or something. Still fishing?
You won't believe this, Mac. Squibb's record was ruled invalid. He was overheard down at Spinelli's bar boasting about how he put ball bearings inside the Pencosa to make it heavier. Can you believe the nerve of some people?
The despicable things they'll do.
It means I'm right behind you, buddy. Just one lucky catch, and I'll be bumping you down to second place.
Yeah, the nerve of some people. Just for some fame.
Is that a grill you've got there, Ned?
14 hours out here will give anyone an appetite. I'm not giving up just yet, but it'll be supper time soon. You're welcome to join me.
Ooh. So hot coals? And maybe with that, I was thinking, because we need to get into the forge. To get into the forge, we need the captain who works there as the lighthouse keeper to leave the captain's club. And he only does that if fog comes in. Since I don't think we'll be able to change the weather drastically, we'll have to make it appear as it is foggy. So you either smoke, and I was also thinking, what if the feather duster we have is like really dusty? What if that's enough? But I was thinking more smoke. But you know, you never know in point-and-click adventures. Sometimes developers come up with very silly or crazy
Do
solutions.
you miss working on the docks?
I wouldn't give up fishing for it, but I have good memories of those times. Good, honest teamwork. Working outdoors, singing shanties, and swapping stories. Though to be honest, some of the tales they tell may have been a little exaggerated.
Catch you later, Ned.
See you around, Mac.
Okay. I think... Or just try something. Okay. So I have a substitute for the spirit board. Still thinking, like at least I believe I need sugar for the teacup. I'm also thinking, because I believe the fishbowl
Then we
will be a
bribe the
substitute for the crystal
kindergartners
pot.
and use them for espionage.
Shh, shh, shh. He's back.
Do you mind if I take this?
Good idea. You can be my butler. Then we stockpile the phys ed equipment and use the hockey sticks as swords.
Quiet, quiet. It's him again.
Hey, leave that alone. I'm drinking it.
I thought you didn't like it.
Maybe it's an acquired taste.
The teapot was empty.
Okay, but I have the spoon now. That's something. What if I dip the spoon in molasses? That a thing?
I
Yes.
dunked the teaspoon into the molasses.
Okay, must not forget about the parasol, even though I have no idea yet how to get that.
Then we take over the monkey bars and rename it Fort Mallory.
Ah, look who's back.
What did you just put in my tea?
Try it now.
Careful, Mallory. It could be poisoned.
Does this dope look smart enough to brew poison?
Good point. He'd probably give it a taste test. Bottoms up, my girl. Drink on.
Mmm. Hey, that tastes pretty good.
I thought you'd like it.
Sure did. I drank the whole cup.
Why does she make that sound like it's a bad
Let me
thing?
clear this away for you.
Good, butler. You shall be spared the dungeons.
Oh, how gracious of you. Thank you. Alright, that's the used teacup. Fantastic. So it was the molasses after all. Happy went back there and saw that I could pick up the teaspoon and missed that the first time. Alright. Can I tell you what
Good
was
evening,
going on in
Father
the church?
Foskett.
Hello again, my child.
Are you prepared for the ceremony?
In every way, except one. I still haven't found my Bible.
Shouldn't you be looking for it?
The Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. Furthermore, I have no idea where to look, but I would very much like to see it returned to me.
We three kings of Jackson Square, selling stockings a nickel a pair.
Oh, how drastic, no elastic, not very safe to wear. I'm sorry, I don't know where that came from.
Yeah, that's the song you sang when you were pissed drunk in
I'd
your
best
church.
be heading off.
May God be with you.
Okay, well, I got an idea from what we may be able to use for a substitute for a fishbowl. Okay, can I look for a Bible now?
I didn't need to search for a book right now. I already felt like I was in one.
Yes, I do have to search for a book. I need a Holy Bible, remember? Okay, wonder if we can... Yeah, it's a chamber pot. Okay, I can take it back. Okay, that's gonna be a substitute
I took
fishbowl.
the chamber pot back off the machine.
I mean, I believe I've seen... Ah! Okay, I guess I can access the map anytime. Didn't know that. Wait, also...
I didn't need to warm my hands on the stove. It was already a humid night, and the fire was more useful at keeping bugs away from the shack than keeping anyone toasty. Nope.
Okay, since our friend, the fisherman, has a grill now, I thought maybe getting the hot coals here to fire that.
That didn't work. I couldn't do that. The stove was all...
Okay, maybe we have to take it from the fire in the manor. Oh. Sorry. Wrong door.
that wasn't going to work.
Okay, cannot interact with spy. Okay. We'll figure it out. Just an idea. The map.
Welcome back!
The chamber pot would make a respectable new home for the fish, but I knew Jasper wouldn't be happy seeing me disturb her.
Okay, so I have to distract him with something? Maybe
What do you think of this necklace?
How quaint. Make it yourself?
No, I found it.
It's a lovely example of folk art, I would say. Whittled by a sailor would be my guess.
I think you're right. Is it worth anything?
Not a thing.
Would you be able to polish my brooch again?
Goodness me! What have you been doing with it?
Oh, you know, just the usual wear and tear.
I don't know how anyone does this much tearing while wearing. But hand it over and we'll shine her up.
With Jasper distracted, it was time for his fish to move into its new porcelain-throne home. Hopefully it didn't suffer any indignity at the change of residence. But then, being a goldfish, it would probably soon forget anyway.
And we just casually stood out of the way.
Here you go. I've wrapped it in a little tissue paper this time so it doesn't get dirty again.
Ooh.
Thank you.
But really, sir, this many polishings in one night might be approaching my limit. I certainly understand the appeal of a good flash, but I don't know how many more times tonight I can cope with this.
Okay, next line of dialogue. I actually only did that once. But I guess that's something you can do multiple times in case you take longer to figure out how to swap the bowl. Alright, but that means I have everything I need for this castle. Which is fantastic. That was quicker than I thought.
Welcome back, Murphy McCallan. Take a seat.
Nope. Nope. Will this work as a crystal ball?
Considering our circumstances, we will have to make do. Xavier Bellemore, hear our cry! Where does your mortal body lie? I sense a cave on the island coast. Waves thrashing, wind howling, and two figures exploring its darkest depths. Xavier and Rackham. Rackham has lured Xavier here, promising an unparalleled expedition to the bold adventurer. But it's a trap. I sense Rackham fleeing the cave, leaving Xavier as the water rises and rises and rises. Look at the painting. Xavier's body still lies in that coastal cave. I feel much danger there, but you must get a boat and cross the sea to reach it. I sense something in Xavier's bedroom might help you locate it.
Yep, the map. Oh, and now all of a sudden his room is open.
found something that could be used as a spirit board.
Yes, that will work. Even if it will take a lot of concentration on my part. Cecil Bellemore, we now implore. Where do you rest forevermore? I sense a hidden place. A laboratory known only to Cecil. A secret refuge for study and invention, and desperate attempts to reconcile science and the supernatural. But he has been followed. Unknown to Cecil, someone lies in wait in the darkness and is about to look at the painting. Cecil's body lies in a hidden laboratory, and you must find it. Cecil never told anyone where he conducted his work, but in happier times he created a treasure hunt for his brothers, were they ever to seek him out. That is your lifeline, Murphy. Follow the trail of clues to reach that laboratory. I sense the first clue lies in Cecil's bedroom.
Talking to Sebastian, I thought the hidden laboratory would be in the manor, but maybe I'm thinking it's in the sawmill. Because that place was suspiciously empty.
I've brought you the tea leaves.
Wonderful. That will work to contact Yardley. Be quiet now, Murphy. I need to concentrate. Yardley Bellemore, heed our plea. Where was your life stolen from thee? I sense a crypt, deep below the ground, where Yardley, unknown to him, has been drugged. Among alcoves of the dead, Yardley is still alive. Still alive as brick by brick, he is being entombed within the crypt. The drug may wear off, but he has no means of escape. Trapped! Look at the painting! Yardley's body is still bricked up inside that crypt. The sanctuary crypt. You must find a way inside. There is a tunnel, once used for safety, but now used for salvation. Something in Yardley's bedroom will help you.
All right, wonderful.
I have some more questions.
Ask away.
And that's some more questions.
Are you the one people in the house call the parlor witch?
I've heard that they do. The Bellemore brothers approached me to help research the coffin stone. The brothers did everything they could to understand it. A never-ending investigation into science and the supernatural, ranging from the Atlantic to the Pacific. To my deep regret, I was never able to find a way to destroy the stone's power. With no way to destroy it, the only option was to lock it away where no one could find it.
In the vault beneath the house?
That's right. Deep below the house, within a labyrinth of caves, where we pray no one finds it.
The last time I messed around with this kind of thing, I ended up releasing an evil spirit.
Yes, I sensed what happened with Dr. Moray. I'm afraid that man was lured in by theatrics and promises of power he never actually held.
It looked like he had powers to me.
Rackham's spirit had been reaching out for someone he could dupe. But Rackham was always the puppeteer. Moray had no powers whatsoever, except for those manifested by Rackham.
Does Rackham have powers of his own?
I'm afraid he does, Murphy. Although I discovered that far too late, to our great cost. I like to think of myself as knowledgeable about magic, but even I'm not sure what twisted powers Rackham wielded to project himself outside of the house. He seems to have power over visions and nightmares, and used that to put his plan into action.
Is it voodoo?
No.
But the summoning spell that I cast, that seemed like voodoo.
The manuscript you carry in your pocket is far older than the origins of voodoo in this region. It is a real spell. The icons of voodoo that adorn it are merely a distraction. I suspect Rackham has a knowledge of magic far older.
So it's a forgery?
More something in disguise.
Why couldn't he get Dr. Moray to cast a summoning spell?
A wise question. Magic doesn't work equally for everyone. Each spell depends on the person who casts it. Some spells work only for someone whose heart believes. Others work only for the person who rightfully owns the talisman. Some spells, no matter how much is invested in them, simply don't work at all. Moray was the bait, but Rackham needed someone more attuned to actually complete the spell.
I traded Dr. Moray for the gree that enabled the summoning spell.
No, Murphy. Moray may have been the broker, but you cast your trade into his spirit pool. You traded Rackham for the gree, the same gree that unleashed that terrible spell on Abigail.
I should get back to trying to open the vault.
May fate be in your favor, Murphy.
Thank you. Alright, I have 3 new rooms to check out. Lovely. Oh, hello. Oh, wait,
I reached up and took the map from the frame. As best as I could tell, this was a genuine pirate treasure map. The island I recognized as Devil's Rock, but what stood out to me was the large X in red ink on the southern coast, marked Crossbone Cove. At least I hoped it was ink.
Alright, let's see if there's anything else in the room.
Weapons weren't my style. Besides, most of them were secured to the wall. The latch on the trunk was broken. I would have to do without whatever was inside. I stared at the glassy black eyes of the bear rug. It didn't stare back. That was a relief. I couldn't do that.
Alright, Cecil.
I'd already carried a shrunken head around earlier that night. I didn't want to start a trend by lugging around other unnerving abominations. And I especially didn't want this one talking to me. The apparatus looked like the handiwork of a mad scientist. I thought it was best not to mess with it. Who knew what sort of reaction I might set off?
So let's see if we can find the clue to the location of... Ooh, what's in the lab coat? The laboratory.
The bag was empty of everything but papers covered in an unintelligible scrawl. The books covered all manner of scientific subjects, magnetism, thermodynamics, chemistry, and much more, none of which I had the time or understanding to read. I searched through the pockets of the lab coat. To my surprise, I found something. A small silver coin.
A silver coin?
It was an old silver coin. At its center were 2 lines of text, but they were too small to read with the naked eye.
Okay. But I had a magnifying... No, not a magnifying glass. I had a magnifier in the jeweler store, I believe. Oh boy.
The machine looked ready to operate. All it needed was a blast from the tanks. I opened the tap on the gas tank. Nozzles hissed, a cloud of cold mist billowed out, and from the machine came a smattering of dry ice.
Nice!
I couldn't pick up the dry ice with my bare hands.
Oh, come on. Thermos?
I collected the dry ice in the flask. That would keep
Yay.
it from melting, at least for the time being.
I already know what to do with it.
The chest contained only a myriad of theatrical costumes, not one of which I wanted to wear around the island. I had more urgent things to do than cozy up with a book. It was a book on magic tricks, open to a double-page spread about vanishing illusions. Well, Yardley had certainly accomplished that.
Okay, the mirror. That's the last thing I can interact with in here.
Looking good, Murphy.
Oh, hello.
Hello again, Sebastian.
Oh, it's you again.
Not playing hide and seek anymore?
I've outgrown it.
Sore loser, huh?
I didn't lose. You cheated. Anyway, I've moved on to this now.
A paddle ball?
My mum found it for me after I told her I wasn't getting the tin boot I wanted for my birthday.
It's not even your birthday.
That doesn't matter. Anyway, what? Bet you can't do this.
The little brat had me there. Like hula hooping, unicycling, and stilt walking, my facility with a paddle ball was on par with my ability to do other completely useless party tricks. Shouldn't you be getting ready for the wedding?
I'm not the page boy anymore. I've been demoted.
How did that happen?
Well, before I started playing with this paddle ball, I found a marble in one of the bedrooms. A super-sized one, perfect for bombing.
Whose bedroom?
One of the guest rooms. Mr. Beaumont's, I think. He's certainly lost his marbles.
What did you do with it?
Like my dad taught me, I'm keeping Mum on that one. All I'm going to say is that it was a big mix-up. Mrs. Craddock must have had her sense of humour surgically removed.
Okay. Do I even want to know what you did with it?
So, you think you're good with that paddle ball, huh?
Better than you'll ever be. Just name a trick and I can do it.
Bet you can't do the paddle ball with one hand behind your back.
Oh yeah? Watch this.
Hello, Sebastian. Bet you can't do the paddle ball with your eyes closed.
Look and learn.
Hello, Sebastian. Did you say you followed Cecil Bellemore to a secret laboratory?
I was going to, but then I saw him.
Rackham?
Shh. Yeah, I'm good at hiding, but the way he moved, he was like a shadow.
Mallory told me to tell you she's not happy that you changed her toy catalog.
What's she going to do? I'm already dead.
But that's not a nice way to treat other people.
She started it.
How?
She tried to have me exorcised.
I beg your pardon?
Candles, salt, a pentagram. She even brought over a black cat from the fort. When I confronted her about it, she said she was just doing a science project.
I see.
Alright,
Bet you can't do the paddleball standing on one leg.
Easy peasy.
I thought I'd keep that to myself.
Okay, question is... how to get that paddle ball? No idea right now. I might just have what I need right now, but you know what? Something for later. Not even sure what I need it for. Or if I even need it. I should remember that I can control like that. So the church, that's why I'm gonna bring that dry ice.
I'm getting the shivers, boss. It feels like I got a brain freeze, and I ain't even slammed down a snow cone.
You don't got a brain to get froze. It is feeling chilly, though, ain't it?
That's the first sign of ghosts, boss.
Don't be a crybaby. But, just for safety, what's the second sign of ghosts?
The ghost's presence begins to interfere with the electric fields. Most commonly seen manifesting as flickering lights.
Okay. For that I have to mess with the generator outside, I reckon. For that I need to... oh, wait a second. For that I would need another fuse.
Looking at the fuse box, it was clear to see why the barrel lift no longer moved. The fuse had blown, taking the small glass cover with it. With questionable regard for my own safety, I pulled the damaged fuse from its socket.
Oh, sorry.
If flickering lights were what would scare the rum runners, it was time to do some rewiring. I turned the dial to redirect the electricity through the faulty fuse.
Boss! The lights are flickering!
That's gotta be a coincidence.
Or a sign of ghosts!
What did you say the third sign of paranormal activity was, Morris?
The tolling of a bell!
If the tolling of a bell was the third sign of ghostly activity, it was time to ring in the witching hour.
The bell!
A chill in the air. Flickering lights. The tolling of the bell.
Do you think it's...
Ghost! Run for your life! Start, you blasted car!
Why are we not moving, Musket?
Because out of that long line of automobiles on Delancey Street, you decided to steal something less reliable than a politician's promise! Start, you rust bucket!
It started, Musket.
There we go. And now we floor it.
We crashed, Musket.
I can see that we crashed, Morris. Well, there's only one thing we can do.
What's that, boss?
Run for our lives!
All right.
I didn't need any more rum.
You sure?
Now wasn't the time for a sit-down. I couldn't see anything to do with the statue. The window is even more beautiful in person, adorning the altar below it like a crown. And that's when I noticed something. Below the window was a cross-shaped indentation in the wood that made me think something was missing. Taking the book, I realized it was an old Bible with a thicker layer of dust than a nudist's summer wardrobe.
Then how about we
I didn't
dust
need to
it?
dust that.
I thought it was dusty.
It was a leather-bound Bible that was falling apart at the spine.
Okay, and it says, "In the light find the cross, for it shall bring you safe passage." Okay, that's the lighthouse shining
The
into
church and the
church.
fort must have had some meaning to them. At night, the colors of the stained glass window were impossible to make out. I pressed the indentation, but nothing happened. It seemed like it was meant for something specific. At the back of my mind, I had the notion I'd seen a crucifix of the same shape somewhere before.
Maybe the priest wore one?
I picked up the starter crank from the jalopy seat.
Alright.
Is this the Bible you've been looking for?
My word, that it is, my boy. Oh, where did you find it?
Fallen down the side of a cabinet back in St. Juniper's Church.
People do say they find faith in the most unexpected places, but down the side of furniture is certainly one of the most common. I'm most indebted to you. Is there anything I can give you to show my appreciation?
Actually, I did have my eye on that crucifix you're wearing.
Ah, are you looking for spiritual guidance, my child?
Absolutely. Particularly if it guides me to something hidden in St. Juniper's Church.
Then I shall give it to you with my deepest thanks. Let it guide you to where you want to go. What a relief! My Bible returned to me. Why, if I hadn't gotten it back, we would have had to cancel the wedding.
Didn't think of that, huh?
The crucifix slid smoothly into the indentation, like the final piece in a jigsaw puzzle.
Nice.
I pressed the button and the panes of glass in the window above seemed to change, but it was hard to tell at night. Without sunlight behind them, all the colors were indistinguishable from one another.
Uh-huh, so that's why I need the... Okay, so that only makes sense once I have the fort. And then I guess...
I couldn't see any way to open whoever sealed this up.
Okay, probably need... Okay, we'll just worry about getting the lights on first. And then we'll go from there. What else did I have? Alright, the coin and sorry. The coin and the map.
Welcome back!
Could I use your microscope to look at this coin I found?
Oh! Are you a fellow fan of numismatics?
I prefer the old ones.
Yeah, never mind. Go right ahead.
With the microscope calibrated, the coin's writing came into focus. It read, "Into the palm of a prince." The inscription must have been a clue in Cecil's treasure hunt. I just had to find the prince's palm he was referring to.
Granny? Why are you in a chamber pot? Oh, right.
Yeah, no comment on that. Okay, into the palm of a prince.
Following the inscription on the coin and realizing that the metallic statue depicted an Indian prince, I took a close look at the statue's palm. For the first time, I noticed a slight circular indentation, about the size of a coin. I placed the coin into the statue's hand. It fit the indentation exactly, into the palm of a prince. No sooner had I done it than I heard sparks and hums coming from inside the statue. And that's when I realized it wasn't a statue at all. It was an automaton. A robotic figure made to move with cogs, wires, and electrical pulses. It seemed to be fighting to move, but then, nothing.
Blow me over with a dandelion. I didn't expect anyone to get that working again.
It's not doing much.
Joints will be frozen, I should think. No wonder after all these years. Another job for me to do, and a dangerous one at that. Who knows how many volts Master Cecil ran through that thing to get it moving.
Okay. Let me try something.
Knowing the erratic surges of electricity that must have been flowing through the wire into the barrel lift, I decided it was wiser not to do any more rewiring.
Okay. That was the fault. Because that's not the answer.
The automaton seemed unable to move. its joints stuck after decades without use.
Okay, so do I need oil? Or to
Hello,
grease it up?
Rupert. Hello again, Murphy. Have you given any more thought to my offer?
You mean the offer to poison me?
Well, you needn't put such a negative spin on it. Personally, I think death's just got a bad rap.
I suppose if the Grim Reaper showed up in a glittery tuxedo jacket instead of a hooded cloak, we'd all be much more on board with it.
Exactly. We all have misconceptions about the afterlife. I used to think we were reincarnated. But the fact that I have the same neck wrinkles and big belly, just now translucent blue, has certainly put the lid on that theory.
Why did you believe in reincarnation?
Well, it was more for the social aspect, really. We used to have monthly past life parties. There's something to do at the weekend, you know. You dress up as the person you used to be, until the venue asked us not to come back.
What happened?
It was a disaster waiting to happen, to be honest. By the last one, we had 3 different members claiming to be Napoleon. And they decided the best way to figure out who was genuine was by seeing who would be the first to reconquer Western Europe. We had one person claiming to be Ebenezer Scrooge, despite the stumbling block of his being a fictional character. The final straw was that we had one Julius Caesar and one Brutus. They got in a fist fight outside the venue when Julius tried to jab Brutus with a French loaf from Bon Ton Bakery, shouting, "Baguette too, Brute!" He said afterwards he was just trying to even things up.
Who did you think you were reincarnated from?
Anne Boleyn's my best guess. She had green sleeves, didn't she? And I often have such a splitting headache that a whole beheading thing might come as a relief. How about you, Murphy? You think you had a past life?
If so, I can't imagine what I did to deserve the life I've got now. Can I attend one of your past life parties?
If we get them up and running again, I don't see why not. You need to pay the membership fee, though. $50 per person. I know, I thought it was expensive when I joined up too. But it's worth the gamble. You only live once, don't you?
Yeah, sure. You only live once. And then you have 50 past lives.
Do you know what's wrong with the statue?
That thing will be rusted up. If you want to get it moving, you do best to lubricate the joints, I'd say. There must be some grease somewhere. It's a marvel,
That's what I
thing.
thought.
One of Master Cecil's inventions. Swore me to secrecy when he installed it. It'll be even more of a marvel if you get it running again.
Did you say Rackham took an interest in the poison garden?
That's right. Asking me all sorts of questions.
What did he want to know?
He was asking which ones could drug a person. Ended up rather captivated by the indigo ivy.
What happens if it's used as a drug?
Just a few leaves in a cup of tea would have you paralyzed for hours. There are no ill effects once you come back round, though. And for all the plants here, it's probably one of the benign ones.
Unless you're bricked up alive before it's worn off. Do you have any indigo ivy left?
I don't. It was all missing the morning after Rackham asked about it.
Well, no time to stop and smell the roses. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Murphy.
Alright, indigo ivy it was done. Then let's go and get some more grease.
That wasn't going to work.
Okay, with what?
If I touched the grease with my bare hands, I'd be spending hours trying to wash it off. That didn't work.
Okay.
Using the cotton flag, I scooped up some of the gloppy grease. Using the flag soaked in grease, I began to oil the automaton's joints. I placed the coin back in the automaton's hand and watched. cap of the scroll case opened and revealed something inside.
Well, there's life in the old thing yet. Gives us all hope, doesn't it?
I picked up the piece of paper that had fallen from the statue. Unrolling it, I discovered it was a death certificate, all filled in except for one key piece of information. The name was missing. It was certainly a clue, but who did it belong to?
Okay, is this to certify that has died on the first day of April in the year of our Lord 1898? Was respectfully and expeditiously buried at St. Juniper's Church on the 3rd of March. Witness Cecil Bellemore, Edgar Cattle. Alright. Now I have a grave I can look for.
The death certificate must have been written up in relation to one of these graves, but without the name, I didn't know which grave it was.
Yes, but you know the day of death, so how about you look at all of them and check the day of death? And that's how you get the name. That's the idea, brother.
The death certificate...
Okay, maybe Edgar remembers it.
Does this death certificate mean anything to you? The name hasn't been filled in, but it says you were the Undertaker.
Of course I was. Nobody else on the island would do it, now would they?
I was wondering if you remembered who it was you buried.
That was over 30 years ago. Do you know how many bodies I've buried in my career? I couldn't tell one corpse from the other. This may surprise you, but I don't get that attached to them. They don't make for very stimulating conversation.
Is there any way I could find out who it was?
Well, you've got the date they were buried. Maybe there was an obituary.
Thank you.
Okay, where do I find the obituary now? No, the newspaper probably, right?
As I returned to the docks, I realized that Dead Nettle's usual smell of sea breeze and rotting fish had been replaced by something far more pleasant. The smoky scent of a fish I thought I recognized.
Oh my god.
Hello again, Mac. Now, I hope you don't mind, but you left your fish hanging there. No sense in letting the fish that size go to waste. I've started cooking it up. It'll be the tastiest fish this side of the Mississippi. We can tuck in as soon as it's cooked.
I tried to hide the realization growing on my face. A mouthful of taxidermy stuffing and chipped teeth from the iron horseshoe hidden inside wouldn't be the culinary sensation Ned was after. Sounds great, Ned. The fish was far too hot to pick up, and I was sure Ned wouldn't have wanted me to extinguish his grill.
Don't touch it now, Mac. It's still cooking. Got to wait until the skin is nice and charred.
Oh boy.
I didn't have time for how. Good evening, Ned.
Hello again, Mac.
Ned, I don't know how to tell you this, but I'm not sure that fish is edible.
Nah, Mac. Don't be so modest.
No, really, I think there's something inside the fish that shouldn't be there.
You almost had me there, Mac.
Ned was a nice guy, seemingly too nice to believe what I'd stowed in that fish. How's the grilled pancoza coming along?
Sizzling up nicely. I have to keep checking it every few minutes. Make sure the fire isn't too hot. Make sure the skin doesn't get too charred. But don't worry, I'll let you know as soon as we're ready to eat.
Catch you later, Ned.
See you around, Mac.
Okay, I wonder if it's just a progress game.
Well, look who it is. Murphy, I've been hearing talk of someone wandering the island on a crime spree. And look who comes walking through the door.
I can explain.
Explain what? We've got no time for your blabber. I need your help to catch him. You're an auditor, aren't you?
I used to be.
You must be used to prying that big nose of yours into other people's business.
Big nose?
It's a honker, Murphy. Now, put it to good use and help me sniff out who this Devil's Rock devil is.
What's he been up to?
Given age-restricted voodoo artifacts to an 8-year-old, let loose a dangerous domesticated alligator, broken into Bellemore Manor, trespassed at Baxter's Mill, handled prohibited alcohol, recklessly knocked over historic explosives, impersonated the dead, and, get this, bellowsed a chicken.
The monster.
Know anything about it?
Can't say that I do.
That's me.
Well, keep your eyes open. If a good and just citizen like me allows those with such wickedness to get away with their heinous deeds, then what has become of us as a society?
Is that really the reason?
Of course not. I might sell some newspapers out of this.
Can I take a look in the filing cabinets?
Sorry, McAllen. Employees only. And we're a one-woman operation here these days.
I'm trying to track a burial down, and I think the date might match up with an old edition of the newspaper.
I hear you. Why don't you write up your request and lodge it with our archival department?
Where's the archival department?
In any trash can you can find. Hey, you can't...
Sorry.
Yes?
Hi. What are you working on now?
A clarification. A local dancer's moving off the island and looking to get rid of some furniture. But my piece asking if there was any interest in Hoochie Coochie dancer Lulu Leroy's huge chest got a much bigger response than we expected. And not for the right reasons.
Am I right in thinking you're not from around here?
Good call, McAllen. Santa Monica, California. Born and bred. Hadn't even been to Devil's Rock before I got the job. The divine irony is that I got this job due to a misleading ad in a newspaper. Seeking newspaper editor for dynamic community, exciting stories, amazing opportunities. What nonsense. But now I'm here. Nonsense is all I have to write about.
Why did you stay in Dead Nettle?
I came down with a horrible case of temporary insanity.
Health issues?
No. I started dating a notary named Jonathan. Right after I'd taken out a mortgage, I stumbled across his dalliances with the fishmonger's wife, the ironmonger's wife, and the cheesemonger's wife. Knowing his type, I decided I'd become a warmonger, and I set fire to his belongings. I last saw him picking through his charred underpants on my front porch. Now he's off in Rancho Cucamonga with some flapper named Anastasia, and I'm still financially tied to this island.
Damn.
I'm trying to track down 3 dead bodies.
A serial killer? In Dead Nettle? This could be gold. When did this happen? This morning? Last night?
No, 33 years ago.
33 years ago? That's not journalism, that's archaeology.
Not quite. Not enough time for archaeology.
Evelyn, quick! The most scandalous scandal is scandaling outside right now.
Pull the other one, McAllen. I'm busy here. Now, let's see. What was I writing? Oh, yes. Bankruptcy, incarceration, humiliation.
Is that for an expose?
No, the horoscopes.
What do the horoscopes have in store for me?
What star sign are you?
Scorpio.
Oh dear, oh dear.
What does it say?
I think you're best not knowing. I don't know why I bother writing horoscopes, to be honest. There's no future in it.
I think I better be going.
My door's always open. I broke the hinge earlier.
For some reason I love the humor in this game.
I didn't need
Like
to
the
make that
wordplay.
greasy.
Alright, I mean, I still have the map and can go to the cave.
If Ned wanted to wait until the fish was cooked to tuck in, it was time to turn up the heat.
Whoa! We don't want you overdone, little fishy. Time to cut you open. Ready for a tasting station, Mac?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Hand me back that knife, would you? That's strange. There's something in here. A horseshoe.
Now, how did that get in there?
Mac, I think your fish is stuffed.
Well, knock me over with a herring. I'm shocked. Does this mean my record doesn't count?
I hate to break it to you.
Did I hear what I think I heard? Out of the way, Buster.
Evelyn, what took you so long?
The record-breaking Pancosa was stuffed? The new record was a sham? Murphy, what have you got to say for yourself?
You've caught me red-handed. Well, I don't mean to be coy with you, but this cuts me to the soul. I only entered for the halibut. I can't believe I'm herring this right. I'm cracking up. I'm floundering. I'm carping on and on. I need to clear my head, but let me know if you need anything else from me.
I think you've got more of a future in the funny pages than serious journalism, Murphy. Kips, have you got time for an interview with the Juniper Parish Gazette?
Evelyn homed in on Ned like a dog with a bone and no sense of personal boundaries.
Do you hold any other...
Perfect. Just when I thought it
Using the
would be
date from the
stuck.
death certificate, I began to search through the newspaper's archives. And then, I found it. In the bottom corner of the newspaper was a small announcement showing that the person buried on that date was named Eleanor Hines. I ripped out the announcement and replaced the newspaper.
Notice of burial. It is hereby declared that the burial of Eleanor Hines took place on the day of our Lord, 31st of March, 1898.
McAllen, I told you can't go back there.
Whoops, look at the time. I've really got to be going.
Yeah, if people weren't
I
so
had a name to go along
uncooperative.
with the death certificate. Now it was time to find out where they were buried.
Hey, Mac, don't be too down about your fish. The waters around here contain all manner of surprises. I reeled in an icebox last week, and a gas cooker the week before that. Just need a lure and a sink, and I can renovate our kitchen back home. Anyway, I don't think I'm going to be delivering to the captain's club tonight. If you see old Felix, ask him if they're running low, would you?
I had more important things to focus on than my stomach.
Okay, so I cannot use the grill for some fog. Or do I need dry ice for that again? Well, let me try that quickly. Let me try if I can get more dry ice. To get the fort open.
It was strange to think that I'd been...
Is that Pancosa fish I could smell from the kitchens?
Out on the docks, actually. Ned started up a grill.
I had a Pancosa fish once.
To eat?
No, I could never eat him. He was a pet of mine. Used to swim around in my bathtub. Though he didn't much care for the squeeze when Mrs. Pemberley took a bath. Lived to the ripe old age of 13. I had him stuffed and mounted aboard the Spirit Queen to honor his treasured life. Bernie, I called him.
I had the dawning realization that I knew that fish better than I had expected.
I wonder what happened to him.
Well, he's definitely Bernie now, I can tell you that.
I was about to say, Bernie is a little burned.
The dry ice clattered into the metal window box.
Okay, apparently that's not all. What else should I do?
I thought it best to leave the dry ice in the window box.
Yeah, but I apparently need to do something else with it.
I needed to think of something else. I could... I filled the bottle with water from the fountain.
Aha! So did I remember that correctly?
I poured the contents of the bottle onto the dry ice, and immediately it started to evaporate, filling the area with mist. I flicked the switch, turning off the ceiling fans, and watched as the mist outside stopped being blown into the night air and instead began to fall into the club.
Waiter!
I told you, I don't work here.
Do you know how to work a lock at least?
Sure I do.
Right. Well, the fog's coming in, and someone needs to switch on the lighthouse light. I would do it myself, but that fort's danker than the inside of a sailor's trousers. Use this key to unlock the gate, then turn on the light with the switch on the ramparts. Think you can handle that?
I'm on it.
Hell yeah. Okay, and I also need to cheat in that game of billiard. Not sure if I have what that takes right now. Okay. For Bellemore.
From the fort ramparts, I had an unobstructed view across the entire southeastern coast of the...
Oh, yep. So the switch. There we go.
The cannon looked like it might still work. If it did, I knew from that evening's previous experience with firearms that 5 steps were required. Gunpowder, shot, ramrod, aim, fire.
Alright. So that's what I need the cannonball for. But for now, let's go back to the church.
I began searching the graves for the name in the clipping, Eleanor Hines. Aha! I discovered a small headstone at the center of the cemetery, partially covered in moss and lacking any date whatsoever. So this was where Eleanor Hines had been buried. Except, now that I was looking at it etched in large letters, I began to realize something. The name was an anagram. Here lies no one? And if a person wasn't buried here, what was?
Let's find
To say
out.
digging up a grave felt eerie would be an understatement. But if something was down there, I needed to find out what it was. I took out the shovel and began to dig. Eventually, I found something. Not a coffin, but instead, a battered old chest. I opened the chest I dug up from the grave and found two things of interest: a round glass lens and an engraving in the lid of the chest. I picked up the glass lens.
Oh, I know where that's going to go. I need to go back to the manor, but since I'm already here...
Walking into the church, I was presented with the sight of the stained glass window illuminated beautifully by the lighthouse beam. They lined up perfectly. Pressing the button, I noticed something had changed in the stained glass window. Whatever mechanical process it used was a mystery to me, but pressing the button caused the panes of glass to tilt, ever so slightly, so that the white light from the fort was split into 4 different colors that seemed to dance around the window. As soon as the plates in the stained glass window clicked into place, forming a translucent cross at the center, I heard a rumble behind me. The sound of antique machinery somewhere beneath the stone floor.
Oh yeah, let's go. Wait, the ghost of Rackham.
The uneven stone staircase descended beneath the church into a dark, narrow tunnel. I considered taking one of the skulls, but each seemed firmly immovable and really creepy. The passageway twisted far away from the church, finally emerging in a round room lit only by a pale shaft of moonlight filtering through a narrow hole above. Tombs surrounded me in solemn silence. I had found the sanctuary crypt. The brickwork was crumbling, and although I couldn't dislodge it with my bare hands, I could tell it wouldn't take much force to break through.
Okay.
I needed to know what was on the other side of that wall, and this was a situation that called for some straightforward destruction. You're free now, Yardley. He can't keep you imprisoned anymore.
So you are the mortal who is trying to find the lost treasure of Bellemore Manor before me.
Rackham!
You know who I am. Surely you must also know that you have started down a foolish path. It will only end in your death, Murphy McCallan.
I know all about your plan, Rackham.
My plan will succeed with or without your interference. I'm afraid you're making a terrible mistake, McCallan. For your own sake, I suggest you leave this island for good.
Never. Whether you like it or not, I'm part of this story now too.
Don't let it be said I didn't warn you. If you're so interested in being friends with the dead, perhaps it's time you joined them. Just as Yardley Bellemore was entombed alive, so shall you be.
Okay.
Rackham's spell had transported me somewhere I couldn't immediately place. I was lying down, my arms pinned to the side of me, my hands only able to feel the grain of the wooden boards to the sides and above and below me. And then I heard the noise. Something thudding on the boards above me. That's when I realized I was being buried alive. I pushed on the coffin lid with all my might, telling myself that an inch of cedar was all that separated me from the night air, but it was no use. By the time I finished drilling my way out with the auger, I'd be under several feet of dirt. I fumbled in my pockets and took out the screw jack, bracing it between the floor and the lid. With each crank, the pressure grew and grew, until finally... I wondered what had happened to the body the gravedigger was supposed to be burying. Hey! Could you get me out of here?
Murphy? What are you doing down there?
Trying to not be down here.
I'll go fetch a ladder. Don't go anywhere.
Where do you think I could go? Before I'd even reached the top of the ladder, Edgar had fled to the safety of his shack, far away from the grave where he'd inadvertently tried to bury me. But one good thing had come out of it. Now I had Yardley's key.
Hey, one down. Alright, so... You know what? Let's go on the boat right now.
I'd like to charter your ferry, please. I have a map here to... Huh? What's that?
Shh, shh, quiet! The show's starting. Signore, signori, ladies and gentlemen, the magic and mystery of the theater comes together with the artistry of the craftsman. I was going to say that. You're interrupting me. You started it. This is very unprofessional. To present to you the fantastical battle between good and evil, a struggle between right and wrong. I just said that. the timeless tale of Pulcinella. I was supposed to announce the title.
Alright.
Excuse me?
These two crack me up.
About the ferry hire.
Yes, I'm afraid the ferry's engaged at the moment.
Because of the puppet show?
You got it. My favourite part's when they hit each other on the head.
Hey guys, do you think you'll be finished soon? I don't think I'd ever been brushed off by a puppet before. Great show. Maybe it's time to wrap it up? I was starting to dislike these guys.
Alright. So they whack each other up, huh?
Did you say you were looking for a more secluded beach?
Yes, that's right. Have you found one?
Look at this. Further along the coast is a bay called Crossbone Cove.
Crossbone Cove. That does sound very bony. How do we get there?
I'm not sure. It only looks accessible from the sea.
Well, tell me if you find a way to get there. I'd love to join you on your expedition.
Hello again, Muffy.
Hello, Murphy. Have you found a way to Crossbone Cove yet?
Not yet, but I'm working on it. What's that book over there on the table?
That's my research text, all about dinosaurs.
A paleontology textbook?
No. Dunstan the Dinosaur. A thrilling series of books for the young reader. And the reader who is young at heart. My favorite is Dunstan and the Mysterious Meteor from Mars.
Can we use your yacht to get to Crossbone Cove?
Oh, I'm afraid not. I gave Rufus the evening off. I knew
Ah,
I'd be pretty
terrible
busy here
foresight.
on the beach, so I told him not to come back until morning. He said he was going to the Carondelet Cat House. Goodness knows why. I'm a dog person myself.
Well, good luck with your search.
I'll never give up. That's the dinosaur way.
Sure, buddy. Alright, then... back to the manor it is.
Then we hypnotize the middle schoolers to be our Imperial Guard.
Oh, we've got company.
I wasn't going to take Mallory's new friend away, even if he was encouraging her plans for world domination. Hello again.
Are you still here?
Obviously.
Did you try to have Sebastian exercised?
No.
Mallory?
Exercise is supposed to be good for you. Anyway, he started it. He...
Actually, just stop. The less I know about this paranormal pranking, the better. Well, I'll leave you two to your plans.
Long live the sisterhood!
Parasol still there? Currently no idea how I'm supposed to get that. Because I'm feeling like I might need the paddle ball from Sebastian, but I have no idea how I'm supposed to get that.
The small lens fit perfectly on the end of the telescope. I immediately looked through it to see what it would reveal. I spy with my little eye the next clue.
Mermaid's tail, huh?
The tail of the mermaid. This must have been the location described in the chest's inscription, but looking through the gap in the weather vane, all I could see was darkness. With no easy path to it, I couldn't justify risking my life trekking through overgrown wilderness and the alligator-infested bayou unless I was sure something was there. I needed some way to light up the bayou.
That's where the fireworks come in. If only I had some fire.
I decided to leave the firework where it was. It was a good launching spot.
Can I light that up?
That didn't work.
No.
This must have been the skeleton of the sailor. Hello again, Mrs. Craddock. I heard you had a run-in with Sebastian Bach and his marbles.
Oh, goodness gracious. You must be talking about the marble he found in Mr. Beaumont's chambers, I presume.
That's right. What happened to it?
Well, that little deviant was supposed to be making himself useful as a page boy by watching over Mrs. Pritchett, our most elderly guest. Instead, with a single flick, Sebastian managed to bounce his marble off the skirting board, ricochet it off the chandelier, and land it right on top of Mrs. Pritchett's hairpiece.
Well, kids will be kids, I suppose. As long as he got the marble back.
It wasn't a marble at all. It was Mr. Beaumont's glass eye. And you know what he said?
Figures.
He said he was keeping an eye on her like he was told.
Oh boy, yeah.
I heard you didn't send a wedding invitation to Captain Moot.
Well, of course he didn't receive an invitation. He was dismissed from his employment weeks before the wedding for crashing the flagship of the Bellemore fleet.
He's very upset about it. Don't years of service outweigh one accident?
Accident? I suppose you never learned exactly why he crashed the ship, did you?
Actually, no, I didn't.
We discovered that Captain Moot used to invite ladies up to the bridge after hours. Dozens of ladies over the years. He'd take them on moonlit cruises around the island and, goodness gracious me, paint them with no clothes on. Draped over the ship's wheel, stretched out in the rigging, dangling from the anchor. Apparently, he must have gotten a bit too carried away with his brushstrokes on the final painting, because he didn't see the rocks the ship crashed into.
Ah, that would certainly be distracting.
Indeed.
I'll leave you to get on with your work.
How thankful I am for life's little blessings.
Okay, I have an idea about that ball thingy. Maybe I can cut it.
Hello, Sebastian. Bet you can't do the paddleball with your eyes closed.
Look and learn.
With Sebastian's eyes closed, I took out my scissors and when the timing was right, snipped.
Hey, what happened to my paddleball?
The ball just snapped right off there. Maybe you need to practice a bit more. With any other child, I'd feel guilty. With Sebastian, it felt like evening out the cosmic balance.
I bet Mallory was behind this.
I picked up the red rubber ball I'd cut from the paddle ball. It looked like a clown's nose.
Yeah, with that, I should be able to win the billiard game in the captain's club. Now, the question... I mean, let's do that. Let's do that. And then we try and think about the puppet theater. And how to get fire.
Oh! These are complimentary matchbooks for members only.
I am a member.
Oh, yes. How silly of me to forget.
Never noticed these. Perfect matches.
I had an idea. One that required skill, subtlety, and finesse. Or at least the ability to hurl a billiard ball through an open doorway. Yoink!
Did you just touch the table?
Absolutely not.
Ow! Who threw that?
Hello again, Captain Pemberley.
Welcome back, Captain McCallum.
I'd like a rematch at English billiards.
Thinking you can beat what I hit before? Step right up. I don't believe it. I've never seen 14s before. You must have arms like the coupling rods on a steam train.
A blessing and a curse, as I've discovered more than once to my own cost. But I don't like to boast. Does this mean I win the trophy?
I'm afraid it does, but you need to bring it back next Wednesday for the potluck. We'll have a rematch then.
Oh, sure, yeah, we'll have a rematch.
With my newfound title as club billiards champion, it was time to claim my trophy.
But I really want to light. Like, I have no idea what firing the cannon does for me, but I know what firing that firework does for me.
I took a match out of the matchbook, dragged it against the striker, and lit the firework. Illuminated by the glow of the fireworks, I could see something through the mermaid weather vane. It looked like a wishing well. My route to the well had me clambering over fallen tupelo trees and trudging through knee-deep water, lit only by moonlight and accompanied only by the overly curious critters of the bayou. But eventually, I found it. The swamp water was murky and dark. I wasn't going to find anything of interest in there. The crank slid into the gear mechanism perfectly. The rope looked like it could bear my weight, if only I could lower it into the well first. I'd heard of throwing a coin down a well to make a wish, but never of throwing yourself down. I just had to hope a 30-year-old rope could still hold my weight.
Something I couldn't do for the life of me. Oh boy. I never could climb a rope.
With some luck, I found I'd landed on a metal platform jutting out into the hollow of the well. Clearly, I wasn't the first person to come down here, although the previous visitor might have arrived here more gracefully.
Oh, wait, I can take the rope with me.
I picked up the rope and the spindle it was attached to. Unless I planned on jumping even further down into the well, the alcove looked like the only route out. But as I ran my hands over the bumps in the darkness, I couldn't find anything but cold, wet stone. If there was something there, I'd need some illumination to find it. The light from a match was going to be too dim and too quick burning. I needed to think bigger.
Okay, how about a nice little...
Knowing how flammable the grease-soaked cotton would be, I wrapped it around the spindle to form a rudimentary torch.
Mm-hmm.
I took a match out of the matchbook, careful not to drop it onto the wet floor, and ignited the torch. The torch burned brightly, dancing light into the formerly dark alcove. And that's when I saw it. Hidden within the rock face was a small metal box with a button on it.
Let's press the button.
I pressed the button and immediately heard the sound of sparking electricity, seemingly coming from within the rocks themselves. And then...
I'm sure we'll see Rackham again. Okay. Made it like this.
The passageway
Huh?
meandered like a labyrinth through the underground rock. With each step, I felt more and more lost, and ready to turn back.
Why didn't I take the...
Then up ahead, I saw a glimmer of light. The top of the stairs appeared to be a dead end, but the wooden board blocking my way and the muffled sounds of electricity suggested there was more to this passageway than met the eye. I placed my hands on the obstruction and pushed.
Haha, I knew I would be in the mill.
I emerged into a dimly lit office that seemed to have been taken over by frighteningly active machinery, and from the familiar groaning of wood, I realized where I was. The door was locked, even on this side, but I knew it must have led to the main room of the mill. didn't feel right pulling the dagger from the skeleton. I didn't want to interfere with the skeleton any more than I had to. I solved your treasure hunt, Cecil. I hope you don't mind me taking this as my reward.
I grow weary of your inability to heed my warning, Murphy McCallum. No good shall come from you pursuing this.
What you've done to Abigail Bellemore cannot be allowed to continue.
Abigail Bellemore is dead, as will you be, if you continue this pathetic charade.
She deserves to be free, just like all the ghosts of the manor.
You haven't learned, have you, McCallum? Everything you've done so far has just made the situation worse. Now is the time to back out.
I'll never do that, Rackham. Finding the treasure is more important to me now than it's ever been.
Then I hope it's a cause you're willing to die for. Just as Cecil Bellemore's blood poured from his body, so shall yours.
Is he gonna strap me on the saw? Yeah.
Rackham's telekinetic powers had dropped me onto the mill's conveyor belt. My wrists and ankles now tied with the same wire that was strewn about the mill. But at least the buzzsaw wasn't on. And then it got even worse.
Okay, will it do anything?
With inches to spare, the belt snagged on the warping wooden frame and gave me a chance of escape, acutely aware that it could catch again any moment and send me hurtling into the spinning blade. No matter how hard I pulled, I couldn't snap it. With my hands and feet bound, I couldn't reach my belongings. I considered boards on either side of the conveyor. No matter how hard I... Boards on either side of the conveyor. I considered touching the spinning blade. I couldn't reach it. That was my way out, but I needed to...
Yeah, how about you hurl yourself off the conveyor belt?
No matter how hard I pulled, I considered touching the spinning blade. Boards on either side of the conveyor belt stopped me from being able to roll off.
Okay.
No matter how hard I couldn't reach it. I couldn't reach the door. The saw blades were... I couldn't reach it. That was my... I didn't have the maneuver... Carefully, I held the wire wrapped around my wrists against the spinning blade. Cut through them like butter, just like it would do to me if I couldn't get my ankles free. That wasn't going to work. With seconds left, I hacked into the wires with the scissors and just managed to cut through them. With my legs free, I swung myself off the conveyor belt. I'd survived being cut in half, and now I had Cecil's key.
Okay, I wanted to cut myself loose with the saw blade. Well, you have a minute to figure out how you do that. Okay, we have it. Survive the mill. Okay, nice. Alright, all that's left is going to the cave and getting the third key. The question is, how do I do that? Oh, I haven't checked the diary once. Oh, solution will be in here. Okay. Then I'm gonna go. But you can check it for the goals if you need it. You need to remember what you're supposed to do. Alright. I mean, Dan?
I took a handful of the spilled gunpowder. I poured the gunpowder into the cannon.
No idea what that's gonna do.
I loaded the billiards trophy into the cannon. Spherical and solid metal. It was the perfect improvised cannonball. I packed in the gunpowder and makeshift cannonball. Now there were just 2 steps remaining. Aim and fire.
I think I only have... Yeah, I only have 1 shot.
The cannon looked like it might still work. I was only going to be able to fire this cannon once, and I needed to make sure it was aimed right. The rocky coastline all looked the same. I needed a way to make a target. The cannon looked like it might still work. I was only going to be able... I needed...
Okay, so it's not the light. Good. So that's something for later. But we have it prepared now. We have the cannon prepared. For whenever we're gonna need it. I mean, I guess I can check in with the Spirit Queen, but I don't think there's anything for us left here. No. Okay, so all I need to figure out is how to finish that puppet theater.
I didn't need to tie that up. I couldn't do that. I didn't need...
You sure?
I needed to think of something. Excuse me. Ferryman's eyes looked past me, captivated by the puppet show on the plaza. He clearly wasn't going to talk to me while 2 rags on sticks were dancing around. I didn't need to do that again. While I was trapped on Devil's Rock, a map of the world wasn't going to be much use to me.
Okay, trying to figure out... It did say they whack each other with sticks at the end, right?
Hey guys, I was starting to... Hey guys, I was starting... Great show. Maybe it's... I was starting to dislike these guys.
Welcome back.
It was a small leather pouch. Currently, it was empty.
Oh, he... I was thinking we had a poster there. I was like, huh, what did that say? I know there was something there. It was the polishing one. He tore the posters advertising the polishing services off. Okay, nice. Yeah, bro, can I have your stick?
I had nothing else to say to Muffy.
Oh, wait. What if we trade?
Would this help you find those fossils, Muffy?
No. Fossils are delicate things. You can't go charging in with a shovel. Systematic meticulousness, orderliness, and patience. That's what's needed.
And a big stick?
Exactly.
Okay, then...
I thought I'd keep that to myself.
Ay.
I didn't... I thought I'd... I needed to find a... The wiry man was diligently searching the beach, looking like the awkward love child. I needed to think of... It was a sturdy shovel spattered with dirt. I thought I'd... I thought I'd keep the flask to myself. I thought I'd...
Damn it. Okay, so I need to find some sort of tool that Muffy would be willing to trade in. For his stick.
Murphy, the Devil's Rock Devil's up to his old tricks again.
Oh no! What's he done this time?
I heard that he's committed arson of the Spirit Queen riverboat, practiced black magic, vandalized one of the cemetery's crypts, cavorted with rum runners, operated a lighthouse without proper training, dug up graves, launched fireworks without a permit, operated a buzzsaw without safety equipment. Know anything about it?
Can't say that I do.
The Devil's Rock Devil continues to elude us.
I mean, it's fantastic when you combine all the stuff we do in this game like that.
Crossbone Cove lay at the bottom of Impact. The coat of arms depicted 4 lions surrounding a central flower, topped by a medieval tower.
The thing is, I'm not even sure I know what I have to find. Like if I knew I had to find like a specific tool, if I knew what I should give Muffy, I think it would be easier. What could he want? I mean, I'm thinking of something like a sieve. I hope that's the right word. Oh, sorry, sieve. Or mesh. Yeah, filter, something of that kind. That's what I'm thinking, at least. Not sure if that's correct, though. Okay, we can honk. That's nice.
Good evening, Edgar.
Murphy, just the person I was hoping to see. I was walking through the cemetery just before and nearly broke my neck falling into a big old hole I definitely don't remember digging. You wouldn't know anything about it, would you?
A hole? You know, I have seen it. Almost went head over heels into it myself. Are you sure you didn't dig it?
Of course I didn't. And if I didn't, who or what did?
Maybe it was moles? Big ones. Really big ones.
Moles? Yeah, my doctor did say I should keep an eye on them.
I found a way into the sanctuary crypt.
You got yourself in there? I thought that place was closed up tighter than a jar of pickles dipped in superglue.
I certainly did. The pattern on the entrance was a clue to a secret passage from the church.
Well, I'm envious, Murphy. That's the kind of place I can only dream of ending up.
A dank old crypt?
For some, but I see a nice, quiet atmosphere. Plenty of legroom, no nosy neighbors to interrupt your rest. Those skeletons in there don't know how good they have it. It's only us living folk who can actually appreciate it. In my opinion, death's wasted on the dead.
Interesting opinion.
Can you believe you almost buried me alive?
If anybody asks you, that never happened. One word of this gets out, and I'll never be allowed near a coffin again.
I best be running along.
Goodbye.
Now that I'd looked upon the lifeless face of Comptroller Grimes, it didn't feel appropriate to give his coffin a wiggle. The church had a good view of the fort from this part of the island. I still had a key to put into the fireplace. The scrawls looked like the writings of a madman. I could identify words in Latin and strange occult symbols, but pieced together, they looked like they'd only have meaning to their author. So this was the generator that the water wheel was powering. This was what was bringing the spark of life to Cecil's experiments.
What were these experiments exactly?
Despite my efforts, I couldn't find a way to open the bookcase passage from this side. Horror novels had told me that one of the shelved books might be a secret lever, but if there was one, I couldn't find it.
And nothing in this room. I thought maybe if we can go back here, we might be able to find something. I still have the parcel at the manor, even though I'm not entirely sure I actually need that back.
Abigail wasn't wearing the other half of the necklace, but from the corner of my eye, I noticed that her reflection was. Abigail wasn't wearing the other half. The necklace I was carrying exactly matched the one around the neck of the bride's reflection. This must have belonged to the sailor. It was time to reunite it with its other half.
Can't believe I just thought about doing that. Oh, her comb!
As the reflection disappeared back into the mirror, I looked at the dresser and saw that something had been left behind. A small ivory comb. I didn't think Abigail would mind if I took the comb with me.
Combing through the sand for fossils.
He may have been a beachcomber, but I didn't think the phrase was meant to be literal. He may have been a.
Are you kidding me?
I didn't need to dust that. I didn't need to dust that.
What the hell am I supposed to do with the comb then?
That didn't work. That wasn't going to work. I didn't need. It was an ivory comb.
Okay, it was an ivory comb. Where could I use an ivory comb? I have no idea.
I had nothing else to say to Muffy.
Huh? Throughout the puppet show, yeah, how? Okay. One of the puppets spoke with a honk while the other spoke with a buzz. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I want to take that. Okay. Take the horn. Don't think I would have thought of that. I thought I needed to get some sticks so they whack each other.
Perhaps it was the piratical air that brought to mind the mimicry skills of a parrot. If Squawkin' Hawkins could do it, maybe I could give it a try.
You're speaking over my lines! I'm not speaking over your lines. You're adding in lines that weren't in the script!
That seemed to get one of the puppeteers riled up. I wondered if I could do the same for the other. Remembering my childhood days, I wrapped the tissue paper around the comb to form a rudimentary kazoo.
Credere, that was my moment. Your moment? We agreed in rehearsals that this scene would be about me. Because I did no such thing. You did it again! You always told me you tried to upstage me. But Mama told you that. She always told me I should go solo. Right, that's it. I quit. You quit. I quit first. You'll never work in this town again. Work in this town again? We only arrived this morning.
There we go, whacking each
You
other. Show's
sabotaged
over.
the show.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was just...
That was hilarious. I liked it when the puppets fight, but I love it when it's the puppeteers.
Glad you enjoyed the show.
Could I borrow those instruments you used? If they come back, I'd like to direct the encore.
Sure, I doubt I'll have much more use for them.
Okay, so...
Could you take me to Crossbone Cove?
Well, look at that. That's quite the dangerous destination. Do you know how many boats have crashed against the rocks along that coast?
Does that mean we can't go?
Oh, sure we can. But it'll cost you.
How much?
Boat charter, insurance, perilous route supplement, double pay at this time of night. It's gonna cost you at least $50.
$50?
Plus tax. Let's call it $75 total.
75?
But listen, I'll give you private hire of the ferry for the rest of the night.
I don't have that much.
No problem. Just get back to me when you do. As I say it, you've got no other choice. Ain't no other ferry around at this time of night.
Let's go talk to our loaded friend. Oh, Muffy!
There's a ferryman in town named Crab McCready who can take us to Crossbone Cove. We just need $75 to cover the charter fee.
Oh, absolutely. I can spare some of my allowance. Let me write you a check.
It was a signed check I'd been given by Muffy Carlyle, the fossil hunter, to charter a ferry to Crossbone Cove.
That should cover it.
I'll go charter it at once. Will this cover the ferry payment?
Oh, I didn't think you'd get that much. Sure it will. Who's this Carlyle guy?
Oh, he's coming too. He's funding the trip.
Well, he gets a promotional flag too.
Gee, thanks.
Consider this ferry chartered. Thank you for placing your trust in the Crab McCready Ferry Company, despite all the reviews. Now, once your compatriot is here, we can cast off. Pen that map up inside the cabin, will you? It'll be a tricky voyage to Crossbone Cove. I haven't sunk yet. This month.
So we were off, captained by a man whose body composition had more alcohol in it than a bottle of vodka. And yet he navigated like a seasoned dancer, pirouetting through the treacherous currents with a drunken grace, all the while sipping from a flask that smelled stronger than window cleaner. Crab, I can't complain about your captaincy skills, but I've got to ask, how did you get through those treacherous rocks with so much alcohol in your bloodstream?
Murphy, if I didn't have the alcohol in my bloodstream, I wouldn't be going anywhere near those rocks in the first place.
There you go.
The rowboat had no oars, and more importantly, no structural integrity. It wasn't going anywhere. I didn't want to disturb the rock pile. I might have made it collapse.
think I'm gonna shoot that with a cannon.
Hey, Crab, what is this thing?
Ah, there's a cairn. Probably built centuries ago.
What was it used for?
The cairns were used by pirates as markers. You see, with all these coves and caves along the coastline, it'd be easy to lose track of which one held the booty. So they'd stack up the rocks and put something reflective on top, like a shard of metal from a broken cutlass or a handheld mirror. Then, as they'd sail the coast, they'd shine their lanterns across the beaches, and if they saw something reflect back, they knew that's where they'd hidden the stolen loot.
Do you think the cove still has treasure?
I don't think so. What's the point of hiding gold and jewels if you don't come back to collect and spend them?
As I placed the polished brooch on the cairn, it caught the light of the lighthouse beam and reflected it back fantastically, like a signal mirror.
Wonderful.
I'd like to head back to Dead Nettle, please.
I'll stay here. Come back for me later. I'm not leaving until I find a fossil. That guy's elevator doesn't go all the way to the top floor now, does it? Hop aboard, Murphy.
The cannon was ready to fire, but Muffy was still at Crossbone Cove. No matter how annoying the lanky fellow was, I couldn't fire the cannon while he was still on the beach searching for fossils.
We'll have to make him find a fossil. Probably have to buy one and fake him finding it.
Welcome back.
The cabinet was filled with precious jewels. I had nothing else to ask him.
Oh, sorry. Not here.
Returning to Crossbone Cove, I discovered the lighthouse at Fort Bellemore was now illuminating the inside of the cove.
Had added it before?
Hello again, Muffy.
Hello, Murphy.
Any luck finding those fossils?
Nothing. I'm beginning to think this island doesn't have any fossils.
Have you found anything at all?
Only these.
Gems?
My goodness, Muffy! Those are gemstones! Rubies, emeralds, sapphires? This might be genuine pirate treasure.
But they're not fossils, are they? They're nothing more than baubles. They're not the figurative footsteps of ancient behemoths, the skeletal remains of the kings of the prehistoric world. I'll have you know, I'm not conducting this exploration for financial gain, but for the love of dinosaurs. Here, you seem rather entranced by them. You can have them.
Gosh, thank you, Muffy. Perhaps Crossbone Cove was a dead end. Maybe you should head back to the Causeway Beach.
No, a dino scout never gives up. There are a lot of pebbles here, and I need to search each of them. It only takes one for this expedition to be a success.
What do you think of Crossbone Cove, Muffy?
I feel like a real explorer out here. Such daring and tranquil isolation. Inaccessible. Miles from civilization.
It's nice to get away from it all, isn't it?
Just the place to build a summer retreat, I'd say. A manor on the cliffside, a pier for the yacht, connect up a road for Rufus, my driver, a few cottages for the staff. Then I'd be able to enjoy the isolation properly.
You haven't seen a cave around here, have you?
I'm afraid not. Why? Have you lost one?
It appears so.
Well, don't give up. Things are always in the last place you look.
Good luck with the fossil hunting.
I'm close. I can feel it.
You are close.
At the far end of Crossbone Cove, all I came across was a wall of rocks and boulders. It seemed the cave I was after had gone missing.
I Alright, now that we have gems...
With use of the ferry for the rest of the night, the creaky crab... Hello again, Crab.
Hello, Murphy.
Isn't there supposed to be a cave here?
Looks like there's been a rock slide. Not unusual on this side of the island. The Caribbean hurricanes hit these coves with full force.
Do you think there's a way into the cave?
That has to be 200 tons of solid rock. The only way you're going to get through there is by blowing a hole in it. And I'm afraid the Creaky Crab 2 here is too small for artillery.
Do you think there are any fossils on this beach?
Bones? Here? Nah, I don't think so. You see, most of the rock is igneous. It doesn't have the right sedimentary process and stratigraphic considerations. You need to have a thorough understanding of geologic timescales and the depositional environments present in a particular era to fully grasp why fossils wouldn't be found in rock formations like these.
I didn't expect you to know so much about geology.
Most people don't. Skills like that, you keep close to your chest. Never know when they'll come in useful.
What do you think of Muffy persisting in his search?
Well, everybody needs a hobby, right? I collect rubber ducks.
You continue to surprise me, Crab.
Rubber ducks. Love it.
So pirates used to use this beach to stow hidden treasure?
I heard this one was used by Captain Crumb.
He's related to Jasper Crumb, the jeweler, isn't he?
Hard to believe, isn't it? One of the most vicious pirates to sail these seas. Until he got the wind knocked out of his sails. How a bloodline can go from a man who had cut through a dozen men for just a single doubloon to a man who came off worse in a fight with a budgie is beyond me.
What knocked the wind out of Captain Crumb's sails?
Some say it was a ghost ship. Personally, I think he must have had a midlife crisis. Tried to find something more fulfilling, like crochet or watercolour painting. All that swashbuckling would wear anyone out.
I'd like to head back to Dead Nettle, please.
Hop aboard, Murphy.
Welcome back.
I want to buy something.
I've got something to sell that I think you'll be very interested in.
Wonderful. What is it you're selling?
These are genuine pirate gems. They were discovered at the treacherously inaccessible Crossbone Cove, where they must have laid undisturbed for 2 centuries. Just imagine their history. Fierce ship battles, sword fights, X marks the spot. They must be priceless.
That's a very exciting story, Murphy. But I'm afraid what we have here is glass.
Oh.
Glass?
Yes, sea glass. Bits of bottle or a broken lantern, perhaps. They fall into the sea, then get smashed up into little pieces by the rocks. The tide wears them down until you end up with pretty little polished pieces like this.
Does that mean you're not going to buy them off me?
I'm afraid not. But they are pretty. I'll tell you what I'll do. Have a look and see if there's something you'd like to trade them for. Does that sound like a deal?
Sounds like the best deal I'm going to get.
For a second, I thought I was rich.
Could I trade the sea glass for one of these fossils?
Certainly. I think that's within your price range. Which would you like?
The swirly one at the front would be great. Thank you.
Pleasure doing business with you.
It was the ammonite fossil that I traded sea glass for at the jeweler's. Hello again, Crab.
Hello, Murphy.
I'd like to head back to Crossbone Cove, please.
Casting off.
Okay, so I have the fossil. Do I just throw that on the ground, or...?
Muffy, look what I just found.
Is that what I think it is? A dinosaur fossil. A memento of the behemoths. A shadow of a bygone age. My very own dinosaur. That's an ammonite, that is.
Really not helping here, Crab.
Just saying.
And it was right here where you were searching. You were right after all.
I was right. I'm a real-life paleontologist. This'll show Papa.
Crab, we're heading back to Dead Nettle. Muffy found what he was looking for.
Glad to hear it. Step aboard. Where did your friend run off to so fast?
I have no idea, but I think we made a childhood dream come true tonight.
I am so overwhelmed, I might spew right across the deck.
Oh, wonderful. Great. Now, that cannon.
With the brooch at Crossbone Cove reflecting light back from the lighthouse, I knew exactly where to aim. I took a match out of the matchbook and lit the cannon's fuse. I felt like a pirate captain about to unleash a broadside barrage. Ready the cannons, you scurvy scallywags! Pull the ship to port, down with the mainsail! Buckle your swash and fire! That looks like it might have worked.
Well, let's hope it did.
Hello again, Crab.
Hello, Murphy.
I'd like to head back to Crossbone Cove, please.
That's enough. Well, blow me down. What's happened here? Did you do this, Murphy?
I needed to find a way in.
Well, Aladdin, I think you found your magic cave.
The cannon fire had worked. The boulders that had fallen in the rock slide were now rubble strewn across the beach, revealing what I'd been searching for, a dark cave winding into the cliffside. A ghostly glow flickered from the far end of the cave as I slipped on the seaweed-covered rocks trying to reach it. I began to fear the worst, but as I emerged in the subterranean chamber, I discovered it was actually the otherworldly glow of plankton.
Oh, but look at that in the back. The rock formation. A skull and 2 crossbones. Nice detail.
Ah, I found you, Xavier. Your final expedition won't have been in vain.
Murphy McCallan, you will pay for your insolence.
I have the third key now, Rackham. The treasure doesn't belong to you. I will get to the Bellemore treasure before you.
Do you think this is a game, Murphy McCallan? You are toying with things beyond your understanding.
I think you're just nervous that I'm closer to finding the treasure than you are.
I will not be defeated by a mere mortal. Even if you claim the treasure, I will haunt you to the ends of the earth. There will be no escape from the terror and misery I will bring down upon you. Each time you sleep, I will turn your every dream into an unending nightmare.
I've survived your attempts to kill me twice now, Rackham. Maybe you're not as powerful as you think you are.
Even with the 3 keys, do you really think you can beat me to the treasure, Murphy? You are a mortal. I am an all-powerful spirit. I have looked upon the face of death, and still I remain here. Now it's time for you to look upon death too. Just as Xavier Bellemore drowned in the rising tide of this cave, so shall you.
Okay, now what? Oh, the Rackham is
When
such
Rackham's
drama
earthquake
queen.
finally stopped, I realized the route I'd followed into the cave was blocked. Tons of impenetrable rock and rubble now stood between me and the outside world. I was trapped. The only source of light was the glowing algae in the water. but even that dimmed to darkness when it went undisturbed in the quiet cave. At any point, the cave could fill up with seawater, drowning me just as it had Xavier. I needed to find a way out. I didn't know if my mind was playing tricks on me, but the rock formations in the cave began to look like a skull and crossbones. So that's why they call it that. As I stood still, I noticed the algae beginning to dim. I'd read that its glow was triggered by vibrations, and without my footsteps, it was getting darker.
Okay, or maybe let's get it dark. Oh, yeah, look at
As
that.
the darkness dimmed in the cave, I began to make out a faint luminescence in the form of a whirlpool. Some turbulence beneath the water was making the algae glow, and I hoped it might be an underwater tunnel. That might have been my only way out, but swimming through the darkness would have been far too dangerous.
Okay.
I didn't need to tie that up. That might have been my only way out, but swimming through the darkness would have been far too dangerous.
Yeah, well,
that might have been my... That wasn't going to work.
Thinking about message
I
in the
needed
bottle?
to think of something else.
No, okay.
That wasn't going to work. Nope. I needed to think. I didn't need to bother Z. That wasn't going to work.
Oh,
It wasn't
oh, yeah, okay, okay. That's how.
I scooped up some of the algae water. With a quick shake to agitate it, the bottle began to shine like a blue lantern. That might have been my only way out, but swimming through the darkness would have been far too... The lights below the water didn't offer much chance of escape, but at least it was better than waiting to drown in the cave. Using the bottle of algae as an underwater lantern, I waded into the water, then dived down below the surface. The underwater tunnels felt like a maze. I pulled myself past jagged rocks and twisting passages, with only the ethereal blue glow of the algae to light my way, until finally, with only seconds of air left in my lungs, I reached the surface.
Murphy, what are you doing over there? It's dangerous to swim out here, you know. You could get washed into a sea cave or something.
Oh, thanks for the advice, Crab. I'll make a note of that. Green from the seawater I'd swallowed, I could at least say I'd survived being drowned. And now I had Xavier's key. That was it. All 3 skeleton keys. Now it was time to open the vault. Hello again, Crab.
Hello, Murphy.
I'd like to head back to Dead Nettle, please.
Hop aboard, Murphy.
I needed the keys to open them.
Any particular order, or?
The key didn't fit that keyhole. The key did... I placed the first key into the mantelpiece. I placed the third key into the mantelpiece and immediately heard a click. I didn't know what exactly I was going to discover beneath the house, but it was time to find out.
I wouldn't go down there if I were you.
This is the only way to save everyone in the house. I need to see what's down there.
A cry for help will make no sound, with secrets deep below the ground. Dare he walk into the black, for once he's in, he won't come back.
Hard for the coffin stone.
The staircase coiled down and down beneath the house, carved out of the very rock the house sat on. Lit only by flickering lanterns, I worked my way towards the green glow beckoning me at the end of the tunnel. Finally passing through the frame of a large metal door and into the Bellemore vault. That must have been the treasure coffin, the same one the Bellemore brothers traded for in the Caribbean, and that meant I had a pretty good guess what was inside, if I could find a way to reach it. I reached down to the hand wheel and pulled it from the glowing water, careful not to splash any on myself. Decades of exposure to the coffin stone had turned the water green with cursed energy, just like the spirit water in Moray's riverboat. I didn't want to put my hand in it. There didn't appear to be a way to operate the crane. The hand wheel slotted perfectly onto the axle of the crane.
Of course, there we go.
As I peered into the coffin, I saw for the first time the cursed artifact that had caused all of this, the coffin stone. Its surface is black as brimstone, each crack faceted like an emerald. Simultaneously beautiful and terrifying. I needed to think of something else.
Just picking it up? Okay, I
And
follow.
so the elusive artifact is found.
Rackham, you've lost. I found the coffin stone before you. Your plan has failed.
Congratulations, Murphy McCallan. But now I think it's time you hand it over to me.
I'll never give it to you.
Give it to me or die.
You've attempted to kill me 3 times now, and every time you've failed. You don't scare me anymore.
Yes. How convenient that you managed to escape 3 times. Such failure on my part would be terribly embarrassing. It's almost as though it was planned that way.
Planned?
Could perhaps the perpetual threat of an evil phantom have motivated you to quicken your pace in finding the coffin stone? Without a demonstration of the threat, you might well have walked away. But you did exactly as I wanted. My powers outside this house may have been constrained to mere projections, and yet everything I needed was accomplished by you.
You wanted me to find the stone?
Now the foolish mortal understands. And just as you hold something valuable to me, I hold something that is valuable to you.
Abigail, are you okay?
I'm afraid she's very much under my spell again, McCallan. And for the final time, too. Her final struggle to escape the spell. All that energy she spent to warn you, wasted on someone as worthless as you. Now, because of it, she's trapped forever.
I'll save her.
I'm afraid it's too late for that.
I'll use the coffin stone to save her.
You know nothing about the stone, McCallan. Do you even know how to use its powers?
I know enough to not let you have it.
Let me tell you the final piece of the puzzle. The Bellemore treasure will belong to me. For years, I have studied and mastered powers beyond anything you could know. I deserve that stone. But as you've come to learn, Murphy McCallan, this magical artifact has one important rule. It will only work for its rightful owner. It cannot be stolen. It can only be bought or traded or inherited. I knew the Bellemores would never sell or trade it to me of their own volition. But if I were to marry Abigail, all our worldly goods would become one another's. If she inherited the entire Bellemore estate.
But didn't I trade it for the
Perhaps
Grigri?
I underestimated her infatuation with that sailor. The need to look into the eyes of her true love as she vows I do. But tonight, it's time to perform the wedding again. And if she needs to gaze into her true love's eyes to go through with it, this time I will make that happen. Don't you remember yet, Murphy? Only you could be lured to the island. Only you could summon the spirits of the house. Only you heard the call of the treasure within. You've been here before.
Walking through the port town of Deadnettle, I could sense its history in every stone, brick, and plank.
I know what your mind sees when your eyelids close. Tell me, Murphy, what do you dream of?
I've been dreaming about this treasure since I first read about it. It's like it's calling for me to find it.
It's like it can infect your dreams.
Even without lights on, it felt like something inside the house was calling me, or warning me.
I suppose fate will always bring two soulmates together, even when they least expect it.
It's very rare for someone to come back from the other side. It can happen.
Wait.
And
what?
Murphy, this ghost story, now it's your story too.
I was a sailor?
You came back.
You were the sailor, Murphy McCallan.
Yo.
Home.
Felt
Okay,
like I
that's
was
actually
falling.
cool.
Falling through every memory of my life. And then every memory of the life I once lived. The realization crystallizing in my mind like a flash of lightning. I was the sailor. I remembered everything. An entire relationship coursing through my mind in seconds. And the tragic way it ended. But I'd come back. For her. Abigail, you don't have to marry him. I remember. I loved you. I still love you.
It's too late, McCallan. She's my bride to be now.
She broke free of the spell the last time you tried to make her say I do. She'll do it again. It's me she wants to marry.
You're right about that. This time, it'll be your eyes she sees before her. I promised you death, Murphy, and I intend to deliver. For 33 years, I was trapped in this house. Now you'll be trapped here for eternity. Such a feeble vessel, but I'll have to make a deal. Do excuse me, Mr. McCallan. I have a wedding I'm running frightfully late for, and I'd just die if I missed it.
Wait, the pocket watch?
And that's how
right.
I died. My body torn from its spirit, and then possessed by Rackham for his evil ends. All those times I'd read about the ghosts of Bellemore Manor, and now I was one of them. But just like those ghosts, death wouldn't be the end for me. If I could escape the vault. Decades of exposure to the coffin stone had turned the water. I didn't want to put my hand in it.
Come on, your spirit.
In taking my body, Rackham had. Looking back into the treasure coffin, I found it now contained all the items I'd collected on my adventure. I gathered up all the belongings I'd been carrying. Rackham might not see their purpose, but if they'd helped me out once, they might be useful again.
Okay, I was thinking, while we had all that dialogue going, I was thinking, what if I throw something into the spirit water again to trade for possession of the stone?
That didn't work. I didn't want to damage it.
Still gonna try.
I didn't want to.
Okay, that works.
Nope. That wasn't going to work. I needed to think. I didn't. The entire vault. Nope. Nope. I didn't want. Nope. The bottle I was carrying would be a bit. I didn't need. I didn't want. I didn't want.
Just checking that I cannot sacrifice anything in the spirit water. Okay.
Nope.
Okay, cool. Then let's get out of here.
I tried with all my might to open the vault door, but with no luck. It had been locked from the other side. That didn't work. I needed to. The vault door was much too. The hook hung out of reach.
Oh. I don't know if that can work, that I can use the crane hook.
The hook was lowered as far as it could go. The hook was low.
Okay, yeah.
There didn't seem to be much reason to attach the rope to the hook while it was lowered.
Okay. So I'm supposed to do that when it's up.
I'd once won a wooden whistle in a lasso game at the county fair. Now it was time to play the game with a little more on the line.
Yeah.
I attached the heavy metal hook to the handle on the door. Well, I hope that holds.
I hope it doesn't.
I turned the hand wheel, pulling the chain taut, but the vault door remained secure in its frame. It must have still been attached somehow. There was nothing on the hinges for the... I may not have been able to get through the vault door with brute force, but I could certainly make an impact on its hinges.
There we go.
The vault door went crashing into the spirit water below, and in doing so gave me my escape route. With no time to lose, I needed to get to the ballroom.
We are gathered here today to join Abigail Bellemore and Murphy McCallan in holy matrimony.
Rackham's plan was taking shape. At the far end of the ballroom, Father Foskett was delivering the rites that would wed Abigail to Rackham, even if he'd possessed my body to do it. I needed to stop the wedding, and I didn't have much time left at all. I couldn't go any further and risk Rackham seeing me before I was ready to confront him. I didn't need to pour spirit water on that. Nope. That wasn't going to work. Good evening, Mrs. Craddock.
It is certainly not a good evening. The kitchens aren't prepared, the flower arrangements are a shambles, and they've changed the schedule 3 times already.
The schedule?
Right behind me in black and white. And am I even permitted to see the wedding? Of course not, in case any guests arrive late. Through a door we're supernaturally barred from passing through. I almost daren't say it, but I'm on the verge of resigning my duties. I am the head of housekeeping. I deserve respect.
I need to stop the wedding.
You shall do no such thing. I've put a lot of work into this event, and I won't have an off-the-street gutter snipe like you interrupting it. I'm barely hanging on as it is.
What did you say was on the chalkboard?
As I said, this is the schedule of tonight's events. I've spent the past 40 minutes writing that up, with all the calligraphic flair my teachers taught me in preparatory school. And now I'm hearing rumors that the schedule is going to change. No self-respecting housekeeper should have to deal with so much in such a short period. One more change, and I shall be handing in my notice.
Goodbye, Mrs. Craddock.
Goodbye, indeed.
The delicately drawn writing on the chalkboard listed the schedule of events for the wedding. Noticing the similarity between Mrs. Craddock's chalk artistry and the wedding schedule, it was time to ask some questions. Are the times on your chalkboard correct?
Excuse me. Whatever do you mean?
Well, it's just that I was given this other schedule and the times are very different from yours. Maybe things have been shuffled around?
No, this can't be. How am I expected to work under these conditions? A wedding is a once-in-a-lifetime event. If they keep reconsidering every decision, I can't be expected to keep up with it.
Yep, definitely different. This looks like it'll take ages to fix.
That's it! They're already at the altar. I shall be taking my leave. Somebody else can hand out the vol au vents.
With the noise and waddling motion of a cranky goose, Mrs. Craddock strode across the grand hall, through a doorway, and out of sight. The delicately drawn writing on the chalkboard listed the schedule of events for the wedding. Like a guilty schoolchild held back after class, I rubbed down the chalkboard.
Okay.
And came away with the flag covered in chalk dust.
And what am I going to do with that?
I didn't have...
Like two threads woven
That wasn't going
into
to
the
work.
same fabric. May your lives be interwoven with love.
Can I just not just run in there and say I do? Oh, the flames are green.
It was a strange feeling, staring at a decaying skeletal body that, once upon a time, used to be me. Knowing the skeleton belonged...
Wait, what did I do? A finger bone? Okay. I thought it was just some dialogue, but I got something.
I didn't need to search for a book right now. Nope. I needed... There was nothing large that I needed to move. I considered looking through the boxes, but... I already...
Okay, so I have another firework. I'm not sure if I need it.
Walking back into the conservatory, I could hear the unnerving hum of electricity. The outer casing of the automaton had been removed. Clearly, Rupert was undertaking some maintenance on it. The interior of the automaton was laced with wires, fuses, and other dangerous-looking electrical devices. Even as a ghost, it didn't feel safe to touch anything inside it. The gardener's hand-painted sign of a human skull surrounded by electricity bolts clearly warned me to stay away if I didn't want to get electrocuted. The casings were elaborately formed sheet metal meant for the automaton, and not very useful for much else.
Okay.
That didn't work. That didn't work. I didn't need... That wasn't going...
I'm not sure if I actually
didn't...
need to do something with that, or...
Nope. The danger sign dangling from the automaton warned of electrocution. Now it wasn't just the plants in the conservatory that were deadly, it was the statuary too. But being dead already, I decided to take the risk.
Okay, what does that do? I get the coin back? Okay.
I took the engraved coin from the automaton's now open hand.
Okay, these are closed.
I thought that Abigail would prefer them to stay where they were. Abigail had gone, and so had the final tokens of her happiness. I couldn't see anything special about the phonograph's reflection. There was nothing I could do with the tabletop. I didn't have the time or tools to remove the wooden planks. Playing the phonograph wouldn't have... I didn't want to draw attention. The door was locked again. The trunk was empty.
Okay, I have no idea how I'm supposed to interrupt the wedding.
Just as the sun rises
Nope.
to warm the earth
That
each
wasn't
day,
going to work.
may your
That wasn't
love
going to work.
rise anew each morning.
Nope. I could... Nope. It was the bony finger I'd broken off the skeleton of my former body. Not many people could count to 11 on their own fingers. It was the cotton flag that the ferryman... It was a firework rock. It was the silver coin I'd...
Okay, I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. Spell Rackham Spirit. Wait! Oh! I have chalk. I have a silver coin. I have a bone fragment. In the
I
firework,
didn't need to cut that.
You don't. Yes, you do. You
I
have to
didn't want to
open
make
that.
a hole in that.
Yes, you do. You have to open
Nope.
it. You have to fucking open it. Okay. Jesus Christ, coffin nails. Okay, so I have chalk. I have gunpowder in the firework. I have the silver coin from the statue. I need the rum. I know where to get that. Bone fragment. Okay, I'm gonna get the rum in the trophy room. The gentleman didn't drink.
I couldn't do that.
I'm gonna take the glass. Whatever.
Leave it there, boy.
It was clear that if I wanted it, I was going to have to persuade the Colonel to let me take it. A tricky task when he was deafer than Beethoven wearing earmuffs. Good evening, Colonel.
The Battle of Bull.
I didn't...
Leave it there, boy.
It was clear... A tricky... I thought I'd...
Okay, but I still need black feathers. The raven is gone. Can I leave the house? Not even sure I can. I haven't tried it yet.
As a ghost, I was trapped in the house.
Okay, no, I cannot. Okay, so what am I missing? The coffin nails, the black feathers, and the rum.
I wondered if the shelves held any books on battling ghostly curses, but that seemed a little too niche. It was a small leather pouch with a drawer. Currently, it was empty.
Okay.
In a flash of inspiration, a plan came into my mind. The summoning spell revealed that which is hidden within. Maybe it could reveal the evil spirit that was hidden within my mortal body, if I could find all the ingredients. I placed the chalk dust covered flag into the gree-gree. Being made of silver, the engraved coin was just right for going into the gree-gree. Knowing the explosive contained gunpowder, I placed the firework into the gree-gree. I placed the skeletal finger in the gree-gree. That would work as the bone fragment. There was no rum. My piano repertoire consisted only of a few bars.
Okay, no idea what I'm supposed to do about the coffin nails. Black feathers? I mean, black feathers have to be
I
very
couldn't see
red.
anything alive in the plant pot, despite the gardener's best efforts.
Oh wait, the feather duster? Black feathers?
I placed the feather duster in the gree-gree. That would work as black feathers.
Okay.
It was a small... I'd marked off the...
Coffin nails. You have the pliers are nails. Nails. Okay.
Now... I didn't have the time or tools to remove the wooden planks. I picked up the horn. Abigail had no need for it anymore.
Oh wait. Sorry, the coffin nails. Of course, the coffin. The coffin that had the treasure. That's where we're gonna get the nails. Okay.
Would you like your ear trumpet back?
It's no use. I can't hear a blasted thing you say. How whistle.
I'll take that as a...
Oh, thank you, my boy. I suppose now...
Why aren't you at the ceremony?
The ceremony?
I think everybody's gone through to the ballroom for the wedding.
Well, I didn't hear an announcement.
I wondered why. Would you like me to top off your drink?
Oh, yes, my boy. Good plan. I meant to save it for the toast, but who can blame a man when such temptation is right in front of him?
One by one, I pried the old nails from the coffin. I placed the coffin nails into the gree-gree. I poured the rum from the colonel's glass into the gree-gree. That was the final ingredient. Now I just needed one more thing, an image of the focus. And this time, the focus was going to be me. I remembered the photograph of me that had been taken earlier that night, still privately tucked away inside the captain's license. I folded it up and placed it inside the gree-gree, knowing that it would work perfectly to direct the spell towards its focus, my own body. So the spell was ready. Now it was time to confront Rackham.
Let's go and crush a wedding.
If anyone can show just cause why these two may not lawfully be wed, speak now or forever hold your peace.
She doesn't love him.
You meddlesome fool! I am her groom. I will marry her.
Rackham has been using dark magic. The bride is under a love spell, and he's possessed my body for this wedding.
Your claims are the ravings of a madman. Vosket, resume the ceremony at once.
Yes. Then, by the power vested in me...
You've underestimated me for the last time, Rackham. If you won't return to me what is mine, I have the power to take it. Within the focus what may hide, this spell will soon reveal.
I now declare you... husband and wife.
Murphy, I'm back. We're married.
No! No!
You may now kiss the bride.
Hooray!
You fool! You've destroyed everything!
I've saved everything, including the one I love. But there is one thing that needs to be destroyed, Rackham, and that's you.
Murphy, now that we're married, the power of the stone is yours too.
And for once, it'll be used for good.
No.
Rackham, be gone.
No!
I knew you'd do it, Murphy. Do you remember now?
I can't believe I ever forgot you.
I knew you'd come back. Even if just for a final goodbye.
Goodbye? Why goodbye?
The spell is broken. The ghosts of the house are able to move on.
And as I looked around us, I saw each ghost in the audience fading away as they passed over to the spirit realm, each with a grateful smile. With the heartbreaking realization, I knew Abigail would be next.
Murphy, I think I have to go with them now.
I can't lose you again, Abigail.
It was worth it to see you one last time. You freed me. Thank you, Murphy, for everything.
No, I won't let this be the end. The coffin stone glowed green with the stolen years of Rackham's life. For once in a lifetime of evil, Rackham could do something good. The coffin stone captures a person's remaining years, and now it holds Rackham's. Abigail, I give them to you.
Okay.
You're
back. Happy ending
Just
after
like
all.
you came back for me. Nothing could keep us apart. Not even death.
33 years without you. I never thought I'd be able to hold you again.
33 years stuck in this house. Come on, Murphy. Let's go see the sunrise. So how does it feel being a treasure hunter?
It would have been easier if I'd remembered what the treasure was this whole time. All those dreams I had of a treasure calling out to me from this house. It wasn't $13 million. It wasn't even the coffin stone. It was you. You were the treasure.
And you found me.
Why did nobody tell me who I was from the beginning?
You couldn't just be told you're in love with someone you don't recognize. You needed to remember it yourself. I knew it would happen eventually.
Why did nobody living recognize me?
Rackham had all kinds of powers I'm not sure we'll ever understand. For years, he'd been trying to erase all memories of you. His plan relied on it. To everyone else, you became just a blur. How could anyone really make the leap to realize you're a reincarnation from 30-something years ago? You didn't even know it yourself.
How did I come back from the spirit realm?
Don't you remember?
No, I remember the moment I died, and then the earliest memories of this new life I've been living, but nothing in between.
Madame Planchette told me that spirits can come back if their ties to the mortal realm remain strong enough. But even she doesn't know more than that. Who knows if we'll ever find out?
Great mystery.
What happened to all the ghosts in the house?
They'll all have crossed over now. So many years of life destroyed by Rackham's deeds. And he didn't even need the coffin stone to do it. The spirits no longer have much to keep them here in the mortal realm anymore. They'll be happier that way. And we all end up there eventually.
In some cases, we come back. What happened to Rackham?
I don't know, but I hope his spirit was destroyed. I'd hate to think it's moved on to the spirit realm. All I do know is that we don't have to worry about him here anymore.
What are we going to do with the coffin stone?
It stayed safe in the vault for over 30 years. For now, perhaps that's where we should return it to. I think it's our duty now to watch over it, to make sure it never falls into evil hands.
Again. So, this is the end of our adventure.
This is only the beginning, Murphy. It took a bit longer than we expected, but we're married now, after all these years.
The rest of our lives are ours again.
Till death do us part.
And even longer than that.
And that was Foolish Mortals. I have to say I was quite surprised by that twist at the end that Murphy's actually the reincarnated sailor. Didn't see that coming. At all. Like, even with that, like, we had that conversation with the gardener about past lives. But, you know, I thought that was just some throwaway line. Apparently it was not. But yeah, nice little game. Really enjoyed it. I'm happy people still make point-and-click adventures. I know they are not the most popular game genre, but I've always played them. Like, as a child, I played a lot of them, you know, because they're, you know, were easy and child-friendly. And I'm still quite fond of them. I'm always happy to see when people make a good one. And this is a really nice one. Oh, I didn't know that that game was funded by over Kickstarter. Nice. That's a lot of backers. Oh boy, that is a lot of backers. I wouldn't mind seeing more from that studio in the future.
Where on earth has everybody gone? I do hope that boy gets back with the rum soon.
So he's the only ghost left because he's not aware he can move on. Okay, yeah, that's actually funny. Yeah, wonderful little game. I enjoyed it very much. Most of the puzzles were pretty easy. Some of the stuff I stumbled into, like getting the comb, that was... I don't know where that flash of inspiration came from. And also, in the first act, breaking into the doghouse. Suddenly tried that for some, like, just out of nowhere. But I'm happy I did, and I needed a little bit of help, but I always do. And with point and click adventures, usually you get to some more obscure solutions some of the time, and it's hard to think of those. Yeah, for example, the puppeteers, I really thought I needed to give the puppet sticks so they can whack each other for the finale. I would have never thought of imitating their voices to irritate the players, puppeteers. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this series. I wish you a wonderful rest of your day, night, evening, morning, afternoon, whatever it might be for you. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I hope I see you again soon on the next game. Bye!